Hey there, everybody. Jason here, back from a brief hiatus. Was feeling a bit under the weather this week, but I'm fine, and I've got a Barry Season 4 review for you. This time I'm talking about Episode 6. I know I'm about a week out, and the new episode premieres tomorrow, but I still want to talk about it nonetheless. Now, if you haven't watched this episode of Barry, stop the video, head over to HBO Max, check it out, then come back, and we can talk about it, because I will be talking some spoilers. But now that we're past the spoiler warning, let's dive in, shall we? Picking up from last week's episode, Barry is going back to LA to get rid of Kusanao once and for all, and to stop this movie that's going to be made about him. Now, I think it's interesting from Sally's perspective, because we kind of got a sense in the last episode that she's really not fit to be a mother, and we definitely got that point driven home this episode. From not really caring what's going on with John, to not trying to do anything to comfort him when he's really missing Barry because he's gone off to do this thing, to making a bad grilled cheese sandwich and then hemming and hawing about how hard she worked on it, then finally deciding to give John some alcohol. So, you know, Mother of the Year for Sally. But what I thought was interesting about that whole thing is that the scene where the house is being attacked when it was hit by the truck and everything, at first I thought that was a dream sequence, just because of how this show has really conditioned you, you know, what's reality, what isn't reality. It's really clever the way that that scene plays out, because you're not really sure what you're seeing, whether it's actually happening or it's just a side effect of her, you know, state of mind, because she's been, you know, she's kind of a drunk. So that whole scene was interesting, and just the fact that she's definitely not equipped to be a mother. She's not going to win any awards for that anytime soon. But that's not really what she wanted to be. She never wanted to be a mother. She just wanted to be an actor. And this is the life that she's chosen, and she's trapped. Now, coming out of prison, we have Monroe Fuchs, who has taken on this Raven persona. He's used the status that he's gained from refusing to snitch out Barry to his advantage. He's become this kind of almost like sort of a mob boss among the prisoners, and he's got his own crew. But you get an inkling that there's still a little bit of the old Fuchs in there. He's just finally seen by others as the way that he's seen himself all along. And it's just only a matter of time before the real Fuchs comes out again, before the facade finally cracks. Another one who's also pretending to be someone that he's not is definitely NoHo Hank, who has taken this sand empire that he was going to build with Cristobal and really become a industry mogul. But he's still haunted by Cristobal, and even in a sort of state of denial when Fuchs confronts him about it, and is willing to even go head to head with Fuchs on that issue. And so that'll be an interesting thing to see play out in this next episode. You're seeing these characters kind of adopt these personas to pretend to be something that they're not, the same way that Barry is, and it's only just going to come crashing down the same way that Barry's eventually comes crashing down. Next up, we have Kusanao, who in one of the best twists of the episode actually reveals that he didn't come back from hiding to help consult on this Barry movie. He came back to end the project, to terminate it, to make it not happen, because he doesn't want to glorify Barry. He doesn't want this man, he says, he doesn't want this psychopath to be glorified, and that's just an interesting twist on the idea. So when we have Barry trying to kill Kusanao, we, the audience, know that he's not actually doing the thing that Barry thinks that he's doing, but Barry's going to still do it anyway. And, you know, Kusanao, he said he found himself when he went overseas for 8 years to go into hiding, and he kind of found some sort of inner peace, but maybe that's just him trying to be something that he's not, much like all the other characters in the show. The real consequence of this, of course, was that after gunning down Leo at the door and running away, he literally just left him there. He ran away. So that relationship is strained, and the relationship with his grandson is strained. And so is he going to be able to mend that fence? Is he even going to try to mend that fence? Who knows? We'll see moving forward into the finale. And of course, the biggest through line of the story is Barry trying to assassinate Kusanov. And it's interesting because he's kind of found religion, but he's trying to mold it into his own personal morality. That can be exemplified by him listening to those podcasts where just as they get to the subject of murder, he turns it off. And I think it's interesting that when he finally does find a podcast that fits his point of view, that it's just like the most radical podcast imaginable, of course voiced by Bill Burr. I thought that cameo was hilarious. I'm like, this is, if there was anyone who was going to be, an unhinged Christian preacher, it would be Bill Burr. And I thought that was really clever. So this whole episode, he's just trying to find a morality that fits him, much like all the other characters. And that's really where it all stems from. It all comes from Barry. They're all trying to be something that they're not, which is what Barry's been trying to do. And of course, the biggest twist in this episode is that when Barry does finally have a chance to take out Kusanov, he himself is taken captive by Jim Moss, who has been on his tail since Barry disappeared. Presumably, he's the one who knocked at Barry's door in the last episode. We'll find out more, of course. I'm going to say almost 100% it is. But that'll be interesting that we know what Jim Moss is capable of. We also know what Barry's capable of. And seeing those two locked in a room together is going to be very interesting in this next episode. And, of course, leading into the finale. We've got 2 more episodes left. I really enjoyed this episode. Not as much as the others, but it is interesting to kind of see where these characters are going, what happened to them in that 8-year time jump, and ultimately how all these roads are going to intersect in the finale. I'm going to go ahead and give this episode a 4 out of 5. I thought it was really good. But that's just my opinion. Let me know what you thought of Barry Season 4, Episode 6 down in the comments. Did something really stick out to you? What worked? What didn't work? I want to hear from you. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to click that like button. You want to see more videos, don't forget to subscribe. Click the notification bell so you can get updates on all my future videos. You can also follow my social media pages. Links are down in the description of this video. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I really, really do. And I will see you on the next one. Bye.